Fred, just for good measure. No good on this three. Oh my! Throws it down. The Toronto Raptors down early. Win 113-104 off the back of a sensational performance from Fred VanVleet. Last time you saw him, he went 0 for 11 from the field. He missed 3 games. Whole talk during that time was we need to trade Fred. Fred should get traded. But tonight, he wins us this game. We got to break it all down in our post-game show. What an absolutely outstanding performance from the Raptors. Oh my goodness. Fred VanVleet, absolutely sensational. It was a rough first quarter and a half of this game where we saw the Raptors down. They were down after the first quarter. It was 30-21. The Bulls eventually got that double-digit lead in the second quarter, and we went out to a big run there, and Fred VanVleet got it started, and it was Scottie Barnes who got himself down low to the rim, freeing up all that space for Fred VanVleet on the outside because Scottie Barnes playing so much better second quarter, being more aggressive. I asked for aggression today, and he stepped up, and we needed him to step up. As he got to the rim, we had people collapse there, and the defense collapsed. They were worried about Barnes. It freed up space on the outside for VanVleet, and he was knocking down his shots tonight. Like I said, he had a rough go at it last game. A lot of Raptors fans wanted him traded. I thought it was ridiculous, and I stuck out for him, as did many of you guys. But, wow, he showed out for us tonight 100%. The Raptors, from an offensive standpoint, look at the numbers. It was rough early on. We weren't playing well early on offense, but we got more adjusted to Siakam being out. Fred in the second quarter, and I know, even myself, I was talking about how Scottie Barnes should initiate the offense, and he did in the first quarter. It didn't look good. So we gave it to Fred from that point on, and it was working. Fred was diamond. He was scoring. He ends with a double-double. 30 points, 11 assists, plus 27. Best number on the Raptors. 9 for 22 from the field. 5 for 13 from 3. Only 1 turnover as well. Barnes, 8 for 19. Comes alive late as well. 19 points, 10 rebounds. Another double-double for him. OG, exceptional again. 22 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and a block. And Koloko, best game of the season. 6 blocks, 11 points. Looked good on offense. Best offensive game and best defensive game. He had Patrick Williams in hell, man. I think he blocked Patrick Williams 4 times, maybe 5 on his own. Boucher, good off the bench. It wasn't about his points. I said in my previous video, but he looks solid there. And Thaddeus Young, a plus 25 tonight. I've been saying he needs more minutes. He had a rough stretch near the end of the game, but overall was good tonight. The bad was Gary Trent, who could not hit a shot and was a minus 25. He was disaster on defense. And Achua, just to comment on it, just does nothing right now, unfortunately. It's like Boucher started last season, where you look at him like, what does he even do? Achua's looking like that right now. He was minus 20, and my goodness, every time he's on the floor, it was bad. That being said, a lot of the times he's on the floor was also when Fred VanVleet was off the floor, and it was very clear today that when Fred was off the floor, this team got worse. And I've been saying how many times this season, trying to defend this guy, that we are worse when Fred is off the floor. Very, 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 very apparent today, especially with Fred with that plus 25 plus minus. On the Bulls side of things, we locked up a lot of these guys. We were pretty content to allow Vooch to have what he wanted. He was knocking down shots, but I think we were okay with that. Caruso actually has a double-double without points. He has 4 points tonight, goes 1 for 11. We allowed him to shoot, and he couldn't tonight. Patrick Williams, another guy, disastrous shooting night. DeRozan only took 9 shots. We really played good defense on him. I know he was 7 for 9, but we played good defense on him all night, and he had 5 turnovers. Raptors do a good job defensively pretty much all throughout the game other than the Achua minutes. Team stats, we shot 30% after the first quarter, and honestly, it wasn't that good of a shooting night if you look at it, but the possession battle. We take over 100 shots. They only take 88. Rebounding-wise, we beat them there. Turnover-wise, we forced way more turnovers, 17-9. It was a bread and butter game for the Raptors here. They knocked down the big shots late in those 50-50 games. At the end of the game where it's really close, I always say the best teams find ways to win. The best teams find ways to get over the line and win more of those 50-50 games than 50%. That's what we did here tonight. We won the possession battle. People, there's been away teams, commentators, they comment on how Raptors are less skilled than the opposition and they just use all their athleticism to win games. Stop us then. We're going to get the rebounds. We're going to work for every single possession. We're going to force turnovers, and we're going to score in transition. That's what we do. That's what we continue to do. That's exactly what we did again tonight against the Chicago Bulls. Now, with that in mind, the Chicago Bulls, this is your first game without Pascal SIakam. They did not have Zach LaVine tonight. Recognize that. We got the win. We were favored by 4 points coming in, and you saw why here. No Siakam for the foreseeable future, at least 2 weeks. Zach LaVine will be back tomorrow as the Raptors travel to Chicago, the Windy City, to play against this Bulls team. So the Bulls are certainly going to make adjustments here. In the first quarter, they looked really good because they were picking on the weak side corner threes. We were doubling a little bit too much. Granted, for the rest of the game, it looked good. We are doubling, trying to set traps. It was working a lot after the first quarter when we started rotating a lot better off ball. Adjustments made by Nick Nurse there were exceptional defensively. They had 30 points in the first quarter, only 19 in the second. They were picking on the weak side corners, and once we took that away, they lost a lot of their edge. They really started to mount a comeback, surprisingly, when public enemy number one, Goran Dragic, gets 16 points off the bench, his best game of the season. Raptors fans boo him a lot, and I understand why. For Dragic, this is a guy who has never won an NBA championship and will never win an NBA championship. He's fading into obscurity as a guy that the NBA will forget about and is just kind of a backup right now. The only time his name is ever really going to get mentioned is when it's Raptors fans trying to hate on him. At this point, let's just kind of let this guy fade into the big empty nothingness because that's exactly what his career is. Raptors, though, without Siakam, adjustments that were made, it looked like very early. Like I said, we were putting a lot of the playmaking load on Scotty Barnes. Wasn't working as well when Scotty Barnes became more off-ball. That's when I thought we had more success. And we definitely had more success with Fred VanVleet being the primary ball handler. Now, what's great is that some games it will work, some games it won't work, some games each thing will work differently. The fact that you have both players who are super talented at initiating the offense is great for when you want to do things in different matchups, just kind of switch around, keep the defense guessing. We're able to do that today, and we come alive late. Fred VanVleet wins us this game. It was the Fred VanVleet show. What an outstanding game. I'm sure he saw the slander. He was out 3 games with injury. The game before, he shot 0 for 11 against the Atlanta Hawks, and he was asked about injuries, and he said he wasn't injured. He said he was fine, and he said after that game in the press conference, he said, he's going to be better. And you best believe he was better tonight. He won us this game. And we've seen so many times Fred put us on our back. And it's incredibly disrespectful to see the amount of disrespect that Raptors fans are giving this guy. Understand how talented he is and how important he is to this team because he showed it tonight. Raptors' upcoming schedule, no Siakam, as I mentioned. Listen, if there's going to be a period without Siakam, this is the best time for it. You have the Bulls tomorrow again, a team that I think is going to struggle to make the playoffs. Then you have the Rockets, tank. The Thunder, tank. The Pacers, tank. The Pistons, the greatest team of all time when they play the Raptors. But hopefully you can win that game in Motor City. So as far as this stretch of games coming up, it's favorable to us. The Raptors, they're 6-4 on the season. Let's continue to build off of that, and hopefully we get another great performance with Fred tomorrow. 39 minutes. It sucks we have to play him so much, but you saw the difference from when he was on the court versus off the court. We got the win. Worry about tomorrow. Enjoy the win tonight, Raptors fans. We got it done. Like this, if you're enjoying what you see, goes a long way to supporting the channel, and make sure you are subscribed for more Raptors content just like this.